And me and Rachel are the strong ones. Just so you all know this. So, get your tissues. Big Sandy. There you go.
You were holding that one back.
Oh, yeah. I can use it.
You guys know me, you know two things about me. One is that I love my mom. And the second is that I cry a lot. So, here we go. Thank you everyone for being here. Truly means a lot. You guys are all very special to my mom, very special to us, and this is a celebration of my mom's life and everything that she meant to us and to this world. Who's this water for?
You may have it.
Okay. Well, who cares? It's cold. My name is William Edwin Suit. All right, get to the second one. My parents decided to call me Wes, which is my initials. My mom would tell me the story of when my grandpa, Papa, first met me. She introduced me as her sweet William. But I was so sick with colic and birth complications that I was wailing in the nursery, and Papa said, "Sweet William, he looks more like a wild bill to me." Growing up, I think it's safe to say that I was more wild bill, but to Mom, no matter what I did, I was Sweet William. I was lucky to have two awesome parents. Because of how life worked out, I had what feels like two separate and distinct relationships with each of them. For the first 16 years of my life, I was a daddy's boy. My father and I did so much together, and he showed me what loving your spouse and children should look like. He taught me how to work hard, and he was smart. I learned a lot from my dad in a short amount of time. I think part of the reason that we had such a close bond was because for the first 2 years of my life, I was so sick that I would only sleep on my dad's chest. My mom would tell me this story often. She was never jealous of the relationship. I think it just made her that much prouder to be his wife. After Dad died 27 years ago, my mom, sisters, and I no longer had the patriarch and backbone of our family. It was tough. It was tough for all of us. My sisters and I were teenagers in various stages of distress and rebellion. Some might say the word rebellion would be putting it a little bit lightly. And that would be fair. We didn't make it easy on Mom, and she had her own struggles and shortcomings to come to terms with. Mom knew that her children needed her, and she was determined to help us through. Mom never gave up. When life was difficult, Mom was resilient. When people were mean or spiteful, she chose joy over cynicism. When my sisters and I fell short, Mom chose love over anger. When someone was in need, Mom chose compassion over judgment. And when given the choice between dinner or dessert, we all know Mom chose dessert. Since my father's passing, up until 3:20 a.m. on May 1st, 2026, it was the second chapter of my life. A time when I would build a uniquely special bond with my mother and would do anything to make sure she was cared for and safe through life's ups and downs. I had big shoes to fill, and while I by no means did it perfectly, I think in the end, my dad would be proud. It was my honor to be that protector for Mom. And now I close this chapter and move on knowing she's back in the care of my father and all those who passed before her that loved her so much. Now Mom is gone, I enter a new chapter. One where I will take all the lessons I learned and memories we shared and pour them into my children. I promise to never stop sharing stories with my kids about their grandparents and great-grandparents. I promise to love my wife the way that Dad loved Mom. I promise to always be there for my sisters, Janine and Rachel, whom I love dearly and feel lucky to lean on in this difficult time. And I promise to be kind and offer grace to strangers, remembering that we never know what someone is going through, just like my Lord. My mom gave me so much. Watching her acts of kindness to friends and strangers alike throughout my life taught me about true empathy and compassion. Mom's flightiness and whimsical nature annoyed some people. And they weren't always kind to her. Mom never seemed to let Mom her. To the rest of us who called her family or friend, I think we recognized something in her that we all wished for more of in ourselves. The world would be a better place if there were more Sandys. It certainly would be a lot more sparkly, too. I asked Google how long it would take me to read this. I don't think it was prepared. It didn't ask me how much you're going to cry. I would like to take the rest of the time to share some sentiments of gratitude and thanks. As we all know, Mom was very sick for months before she was given peace. During that time, she was showered with love by family and friends. Together, we made sure she was never alone, in need, or afraid. We cooked for her, often multiple meals in one sitting that she refused to eat. We watched strange ER shows with her. And I think all of us saw episodes of Nurse Jackie at least 5 times. We bathed her, and we dressed her wounds. And we always made sure she had help going to the bathroom. Even though we all knew she probably really didn't need to go to it. I think I speak for many of us here when I say that it was an honor and a privilege to be there with her and for her. To my wife, Mallory. I want you to know how much your love and support is meant to me. Mom would often tell me how much she loved you and how happy it made her that we had each other. Your help in providing Mom a comfortable and peaceful home to spend her final months fulfilled a wish of mine that is profoundly meaningful. I will never be able to express in words what it's meant to me, but I will spend the rest of my life trying to repay you with my love for you and your children. On behalf of my entire family, I want to extend our deepest thanks to Amy and her daughters Mia and Alana for providing Mom with the most dignified and gracious care while serving as her primary caregivers. We will always remember how much you loved her, and you will always hold a special place in our lives. Mom is survived by 6 grandchildren. Keeper and his brother Ryder, Benjamin, Raleigh, Meadow, and Reese. Her grandchildren were one of her greatest joys, and because my mom and dad fell in love in 1974, there will be a legacy of generations to follow. To my mother's siblings, their spouses, all the nieces and nephews, and my extended family in Maryland, I want to thank you for your unwavering support. I know that our pain and joy are equally shared. The bonds in our family are strong, and we should always make time to come together to celebrate life and remember those that we've lost. Where am I? Okay. Mom also had many special friends and a wonderful church family. Mom didn't have a lot, but what she lacked in quantity, she overwhelmingly made up for in quality. We should all be so lucky, and I thank you for being her friend. Lastly, I would like to thank my recovery family and my sponsor. You answered my mama's prayer in 2009, and I've been there ever since. You helped transform a broken young man into someone my mom was proud of. You helped give her peace when she needed it the most, and with your help, I can hold my head high with a full heart, because I could do for my mother what I could not do for my father. Fulfilling that promise to myself was a gift, and I will be eternally grateful. We all miss Mom profoundly. The sadness is deep, and the grief will be lasting. But I want us to do our best to be like her. Instead of choosing pain and sorrow, she'd want us to choose laughter and joy. Mom was a fairy queen on this earth. She is now a fairy angel in heaven. In closing, I'd like to share a text I received from a close friend, Tanya, after she heard of Mom's passing. Sending you and your mom love. I'll never forget how cute she was, telling me she would ask the baker to write happy birthday on cakes, even when there wasn't a birthday. Maybe she just wanted cake. She was just making small talk, but I think of her often when I choose to lean into joy and not take life so seriously. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope you will all stay and join us for a reception celebrating the life of my mother, Sandra Ann Beasley Sue.